Dwayne, bravo. Firstly, congratulations on a successful 18-year career for the West Indies. As a West Indies fan and obviously as a member of the team management unit here on the ground, I want to not only congratulate you but thank you for the service that you would have provided to the West Indies over the years. As a boy, was it your dream to play for the West Indies, and when did you realize that this could possibly become a reality?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. And it has always been my childhood dream. Um, Born and grew in a small village in Trinidad called Santa Cruz, which is the same village of Brian Lara. And, you know, in the Caribbean, the West Indies cricket means so much to the people. It's the only sport that really get the entire region together. And my dad is a big cricket fan, and you know, growing up always hearing him talk about Sagari Sobers, Gordon Greenwich, Desmond Haynes, Sir Vivian Richards, and but I never see these guys play, and I can only recall at the age of 6 or 7, um, he took me to the Queens Park Oval to see my first ever international match, and that's when I think that I want to play cricket and play for the West Indies. I want to be like my childhood hero, which is Lara, and that's where all the love for the game started.
So you mentioned Brian Lara, and obviously your dad has an influence in your life in general. But who else or what else inspired you and kept you going throughout the years?
But so there's so much people that have to be given credit for my success and for the development of my game. I remember when I was 8 years old, I was spotted by a guy by the name of Charles Gillen. He saw me playing in the tennis court in Santa Cruz, batting, and he came up to me, asked if I would like to join Queens Park Cricket Club. And you know, back then, obviously, my parents didn't have the money to afford me to go to Queens Park Cricket Club, so Charles decided that he will be the person to take the responsibility to fit the bill and allow Queens Park to allow me to join the club. And I think that's where the the fundamental of the game for me really started. Um, I was always like naturally gifted, but I think with Charles Gillen and the structure of Queens Park Cricket Club, I have to take a lot of credit for my success. So that's where the real my career started to take a part to the positive side. I was able to train with some good people, coached by some of the best coaches in Trinidad. And like I said, Charles Gillen is the person who spotted me at 8 years old and gave me that platform.
So speaking about Trinidad, obviously you would have played a lot of matches there with the Queens Park Cricket Club. But how did it feel playing at home for the West Indies on the occasions that you have done so?
Yeah, it's always a special feeling because it's my home club, it's my home country, and it's my home ground, and I always look forward to playing in that ground. And even today, whenever anyone asks me which cricket ground in the world is my favorite, I always say to Queens Park. So it's always give me that kind of satisfaction and joy to know that this is a club that I started at such a very young age. Um, I've been to cricket game to watch West Indies play, to see, vision myself, visualize that one day hopefully I can be walking down those stairs and seeing the fans and stuff, because cricket means so much to Caribbean people. And whenever I get to experience it at an early age in the Oval, you always try to put yourself at some point in time to be one of those players that people come to see. And I think over the years I was able to achieve that. And like I said, Queens Park Cricket Club will always be a special place for me and my fans in Trinidad as well.
Dwayne Bravo, what is your greatest moment you think playing for the West Indies?
It's hard to say what my greatest moments I have over my 18-year um, career. I had some great times. I also had some challenging times, but I think overall, I'm very happy that with the way how my career panned out. Playing 40 test matches. Yes, I wish I could have played more, but circumstances beyond my control did not allow it. Same as in one day cricket. But I have no regrets because again, to play 40 test matches is a lot, and you don't get it every day. And you know, being able to pave the way for other all-rounders, I think for me is something that I really enjoy because when I look at from before 2004, apart from Sagari Sobas, there wasn't much solid all-rounders playing for the West Indies. Bernard Julian won a few games, and then later down we had Vasco Drakes come back in later on. But I think from 2004 to now, if you look at how much all-rounders that we have and produced over the years, it all started with me, and I think for me that is something I always wanted to try and pave the way for others and try to uplift others and help them to the true potential. I was never the type of individual who was insecure about my place or positions or competing with other players as all-rounders. I embrace each and every player, and especially when it comes to all-rounders, I will always have a special care for them because it's hard, it's a hard job, and but I know the value and importance of all-rounders in cricket. So, and again, they have the likes of Darren Sammy, Dwayne Smith at a lesser extent, Pollard, Andrew Russell, Jason Hola, Carlos Brathwaite. Now you're looking at Kimo Paul, Ramayo Shepherd, Dominic Drakes, Odin Smith. These are the next generation of all-rounders coming through that me personally will love to work with them at some point in time. But again, that's my way of giving back to the sport that have given me so much. And yeah.
So your exploits in white ball cricket and particularly T20s is obviously well documented. But growing up and wanting to play cricket, Test cricket is normally looked at as the pinnacle. So I just want you to walk me through what it was like, obviously receiving your Test cap and being able to represent the West Indies in the red ball format.
Yeah, it's very special because, as I said, back in those times, the ultimate was Test cricket, and every kid dream is to play Test cricket, to play at the highest level. And I played a few one-day internationals in the Caribbean before I made my Test debut in England, and I never forget when I got selected in the Test squad to tour to England. The first Test was at Lord's, and honestly never expected to play, but I was just happy that I was a part of the Test squad officially. And because I've done well in the white ball series against England and New Zealand, I think the selectors and obviously my captain Brian, who was my childhood hero, was the captain at the time, said to me if I'm ready, and I was like, of course, yeah, I'm always ready. And he said, the chances I might be making my debut at Lordds, and prepare myself. And I never forget the night before that particular Test match. I never forget the night before that particular Test match. I was laying in my bed and saying to myself, this is the moment I've been waiting for all this time, and to make my Test debut at Lord's, the home of cricket. You grow up, you hear about Lord's cricket ground, and now I'm making my Test debut on the biggest cricketing stage. And I had a very good start to my Test career and a very good debut as well. And yeah, it was a special moment that receiving my cap from my hero, Lara.
A few other very special moments throughout DJ Bravo's career. So, the Champions Trophy 2004. Tell us a little bit about that, what that feeling was like, and then we'll move on to a few others.
Yeah, again, the Champions Trophy, I was the youngest player on the team, 20 years old, and Darren Sammy was there as well. I remember saying to him, a year ago, both of us was in the 2 years ago, both of us was in the Under-19 World Cup, and now we are here representing the West Indies team. So it's a great achievement for two of us personally, The likes of Gail, Chanda Paul, obviously Lara, Captain Sawan, Mervyn Dillon, all these guys were there, and not much people actually give us a chance in that tournament, but we had a very good stint, a good showing in the Tri Nation series in England, where we West Indies, England, and New Zealand. So we went into that ICC Championship with some confidence and some belief that we could actually do it, and I was able to be able to achieve my first silverware representing the West Indies. It was a special feeling, a special one at the Oval in London, and yeah, everyone was happy. You could see how important it was for Caribbean people, and for me to be a part of that journey was a great start to my international career.
Now the T20 World Cup in 2012. I think the West Indies would have won that on your birthday as well.
Yeah.
So tell us about that and the feeling to achieve something like that on your special day.
Yeah, it was my 29th birthday, and I remember the morning of the game, my mom messaged me and she said, do it for her, and it'll be a perfect birthday gift. And in that tournament, I couldn't bowl because I was suffering with a growing injury. Played as a batsman, but was able to contribute and with the bat, and it was a special one for us because no one gave us a chance, as always whenever we go to these tournaments. And T20 cricket was still fairly new, but we was already creating waves as individuals, and we wanted to do it for ourselves, to challenge ourselves. India had won it, and I think Pakistan had won it, England, and we were determined to get our first trophy, and under Cap Sami leadership, Otis Gibson, the coach, we get together as a group and said, guys, this is a format is where we dominate the most and we're most comfortable in, and it's time for us to stamp our authority on the world stage to make sure that we get our first trophy, and which we did. And coincidentally on my 29th birthday, which even make it more special, the last catch of the game, the last wicket, the last ball came to me, so it was something special.
Now 2016. First of all, obviously we want you to recap on that win as well. However, we want to know about the birth of the name Champion. When did you come up with it? Was that a concept that you had from before the World Cup? Or did the song really start that Champion nickname?
Well, that song had nothing to do with the World Cup or the West Indies team at that point in time, to be honest. That song was recorded in 2015 after I win the very first CPL with Trinidad and Tobago team. At that time, I just get dropped from West Indies team, and I didn't go to the World Cup, and I was feeling like really disappointed, and I wasn't sure what's next for me. I felt that my international career was like over, and seeing the team in Australia in the World Cup not there, so it was a sad period for me. And then come CPL, and I was able to lift up myself and lead Trinidad and Tobago to the first CPL title, and at that time I felt like I'm back on top of the world again, despite of what challenges I was facing a few months before. And after CPL, I went to Jamaica for a week just to relax and chill out, and I went to a studio, I heard the rhythm, and recorded the song Champion with my friend Reza. Both of us sit down and write the song together, and Chris Gale was actually in the studio at that point in time. Never had any intention of releasing the song, so it was there for a year and a half, and I remember shooting a music video for it in LA while I was in transit. So I literally like 8 hours to shoot a music video, and I told my manager at the time, the World Cup is coming, I think it's time to release that song, I want to release it. And he asked me if I'm sure, and I said yes. So we had a nice launch party in Mumbai, and we launched it the night before the game, our first game in the World Cup. And remember Coach Phil was saying, we're going to use this song to inspire us. And the very first game, Chris Gale scored 100, and he did the dance, the champion dance. And then every game we win, we keep doing the dance, keep playing the song, and then there comes the finals. Obviously the female win the finals first, and they also play the song, they also do the dance. And then when it comes to our time playing England, I think what Carlos Brathwaite did and what Marlon Samuels did for us in that finals, for us to win our second trophy, and the only team at that time to win 2 trophies. And then the song just went viral, the dance went viral, the song went viral, and Caribbean people now pick it up, and it become now a massive hit, over 100 million views. And so that name, that tagline, champion now, basically, because I sing the song, because I win so many championships, everyone just see me as a champion, and that's it. That's where it come about.
And finally, DJ, what do you think your legacy in West Indies cricket is, and what are your plans going forward for yourself and for West Indies cricket?
I don't know what is my legacy. People have to say that for themselves. But for me, someone who played the game with a lot of passion, a lot of joy, play fair, and always want the best for myself, for my teammates, and for my team. Any captain could always say whenever I always give them 100% regardless of who's captain, because the way how I was brought up is to play the game in the right spirit and play the right way, regardless of who I'm playing for. And I just love the game, and I think over the years, what I've done with bat and ball, and also with all some of the trophies that I've won, I would just leave people to decide what my legacy should be. But again, for me, is just being able to represent the West Indies for so long, play cricket for so long, and have a successful career. Not much people was able to live their childhood dream and have success with it. And over the years, I developed some great friendships with some great people, play with some great players, and I really enjoy every moment of it. So yeah, I just want to thank my fans, thank my family, thank Cricket West Indies for all the support over the years, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to represent my people.
And anything about your plans in the immediate future?
Well, yeah, obviously I'll continue to play for a few more years, but I think when the time has come for me to finally step away from the game, definitely we'll get involved in coaching at some point in time, but continue to mentor the younger players. The good thing about it, while I'm playing, I have a very good relationship with all these guys. I understand how much they respect me, and I will always continue to do that. So whenever the time comes for me to get involved in coaching, it will be like a smooth transition. So I look forward to working with the next crop of players at some point in time. I don't know when, but eventually. So I want to give back. Yeah.
Thank you, DJ Bravo, and again, thank you for your service. Enjoy the rest of your career while continuously playing, and we're looking forward to seeing you around West Indies cricket for many years to come.
Okay, thank you.